is CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Nasha Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. We begin with breaking news. A small plane down in the Everglades. Chopper 4 was over the scene. This is in the Everglades in western Miami-Dade County. An instructor, pilot, and student were in the plane when something went wrong and it crashed upside down. Both are okay, and air rescue was called to come get them. Because of the remote location, air rescue had to hoist each of them to safety. Again, no injuries to either of the two people on board. A small plane that went down in the Everglades. Look for more on this coming up on CBS News Miami at 5.
Always tracking, always alerting. This is Next Weather.
All right, tracking storms and king tides.
Yeah, king tides. The flooding continues. And also, Naja, we've got some pretty good showers right now. In fact, rolling through the evening commute. I think that's going to continue. And this is, again, the same pattern we've been in over the last few days. Next Weather Radar will be able to show you that. But I'm talking about, this low that will eventually get out of our hair. But until that happens, we're going to continue with this on and off shower situation here. And then for Thursday and Friday, I'm expecting some heavier rain. But let's get you to the radar and where it is raining most heavily right now. Some light showers across portions of Broward there along 95. But then you see this pocket of heavier weather. That's now moving through the beach and heading out towards the airport over the next, I'd say, 15 minutes. These are moving, as we've been saying the last few days, at a pretty good clip here, 15, 20 miles an hour. And then we've got that batch that has elongated further to the west. But there you see North Miami Beach getting in on some heavier rainfall downtown. That's going to be a bit of a mess through the at least early part of the commute, as this now has moved to the extension of that shower headed out towards Hialeah and portions of Doral as well. So we'll get rid of this low. Eventually, we are going to have some nice weather coming up for the weekend, but in between, not so nice, I think, for Thursday and Friday. We're going to be looking at some heavy showers and even some thunderstorms. But the good news we've been talking about so far today, little drop in humidity coming up at that first fall front. There you see kind of a preview. 50s up north. We won't get that cool, but this will make a difference, right? Upper 60s, low 70s with low humidity. We'll take it here. Next for the rain tracker as we head into your Wednesday. This is going to be the drier of the next 3 days. Thursday, Friday. Get the umbrellas out, and they may not help you at times because there will be heavy stuff coming in. This is manageable through Wednesday. It's that onshore wind that continues bringing us those showers. Now we get into a Thursday situation, and because we're going to have a lot more moisture coming in here, we are going to be seeing showers and storms pushing down towards the south and then west. And so that's going to start filling in, and we'll continue to see that through the day on Friday as well. In fact, accumulation here, we're looking at the potential for 1 to 2 inches, particularly between Thursday and Friday. I think for the weekend, we do much better as we start getting into that drier setup coming in from the north. In the tropics, we have Jerry out, the tropical storm. This is the same feature we've been following the last few days. Not going to bother us here in the United States. Jerry is going to continue moving off to the north and west, likely intensifying into the next hurricane. This is a Bermuda season, right? This hooks up to the north, as we've been talking about the last few days with, Jerry on their mind there, but not for us. Upper 80s, rain chances, 70% to 60%. It's high stuff coming up Thursday and Friday, but boy, the timing is perfect here for the weekend. We get that fall preview of the front coming in, lowering humidity a little bit. I think it'll certainly drop our rain chances down to 30% at best for Saturday, and then we're going to hold to 20% coverage for Sunday heading into early next week with that drop in humidity. First of the season, Naja.
All right, Ivan, thank you. Hurricane season runs through November 30th, and the Next Weather team is making sure that you are prepared. Scan the QR code and find all the tools you need to help you get ready. You can also find our 1-hour hurricane special. It has important information for you and your family. Just go to cbsmiami.com. We are following a developing story out of Palm Beach County. A West Palm Beach police officer is in the hospital after being hurt in a shootout. It happened overnight when officers pulled up to a neighborhood near Palm Beach International Airport. They were responding to reports of an argument. Investigators say someone inside the home started shooting at the officers and they shot back. That's when one of the officers was hit. The officer was taken to a nearby hospital and is stable. There is now only a few days left to visit the Miami Seaquarium. After 70 years, the attraction site is closing its doors this Sunday. And this follows years of controversy surrounding the care of the marine animals. CBS News Miami's Morgan Reiner spoke to animal activists. She learned what this means for the animals still inside the Seaquarium.
At this hour, there are still some big questions. The big two: where and when will these animals that are still behind the gates be transferred? For nearly 70 years, The Miami Seaquarium has been a staple for South Floridians. But this weekend, it's coming to an end. The Miami Seaquarium announcing they are shutting their doors on Sunday.
These animals deserve to live out their lives in seaside sanctuaries and not be shuffled to other dolphin company facilities where they will receive the same level of subpar care. News that's music to animal activists' ears. Over the last few decades, the Seaquarium received criticism, most notable after the death of Lolita the killer whale in 2023. The U.S. Department of Agriculture had damaging reports, too. In 2024, one report said that a sea lion refused to eat because of untreated cataracts, and a dolphin had a 2-inch nail in its throat. Champagne bottles are popping at PETA after the Miami Seaquarium announced it is finally shutting its doors to the public. The Seaquarium is now in bankruptcy and planning to sell the lease on its public waterfront property for $22.5 million to developer David Martin. The development would include restaurants with a fisherman's village theme and a public bay walk along Biscayne Bay. The plan would need to be approved by the county. We've reached out to the Miami Seaquarium and its parent company to answer some of the questions that we have, but we are still waiting to hear back. On Virginia Key, Morgan Reiner, CBS News, Miami.
We are working to learn the identity of a man and woman who were killed by a train in Miami late last night. The crossing is back open this afternoon. This is along North Miami Avenue and 71st Street. Police have not yet said why the two people were on the tracks. American Airlines is making changes to its carry-on baggage rules. The airline, which has a hub at Miami International Airport, is removing bag sizers at airport gates. It's leaving it up to the passengers and gate agents to use their discretion. They say this is in an effort to speed up the boarding process. The same rules still apply. If a carry-on exceeds American Airlines policy measurements, then gate agents will enforce checked baggage luggage. Airports across the country are feeling the effects from the government shutdown. National Airspace Operations flagged 12 air traffic control facilities for low staffing. This is forcing the Department of Transportation to slow air traffic in areas hit by staffing shortages. The hope is that real-world impacts like this might pressure lawmakers to find a way to end the shutdown. But Democrats and Republicans appear locked in their positions as the government shutdown approaches the 1-week mark. The Vatican today announced Pope Leo XIV will make his first foreign trip. The Pope will travel to Turkey and Lebanon. He will be in Turkey from November 27th to the 30th. He will then head to Lebanon and will be there until December 2nd. He is expected to speak about the plight of Christians in the Middle East and to make appeals for peace across the region. Today is a day of commemorations and mourning in Israel as the country marks 2 years since the Hamas deadly attack. Nearly 1,200 people were killed and hundreds of people were taken as hostages. CBS News Miami's Tina Krausch shows us how families are looking back on that day.
Israelis stood in solidarity across the country, remembering October 7th, a day so many wish to forget.
It's hard.
For Lerone Moore and her husband Zoli, the pain is personal. Their niece, American Abigail Dawn, was just 3 when Hamas fighters stormed her home in southern Israel, killing both her parents and taking her hostage in Gaza for nearly 2 months. She's now in 1st grade, adopted with her siblings by her aunt and uncle.
It's like bittersweet because we are happy for these kids that they go forward, but also we know how much they miss their mom and dad.
Families across Israel carry scars, including Tal Shaham. He walks through what's left of his in-laws' home, where he, his wife, and children were kidnapped 2 years ago.
It's like entering a massive graveyard.
Shoham says he'll never forget the moment the attackers came.
They're looking on me, and their commander just took his Kalashnikov and started to fire on the bulletproof window.
Shoham was held captive underground for 505 days.
They entered a few times and told us that one of us need to die, and we can choose who it will be.
He was eventually let go, reunited with his wife and children. But dozens remain in Gaza. And behind every face, there's a family clinging to hope that the days ahead bring freedom, not fear. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
When we come back, drinking diet soda or sugary drinks can make you more likely to get a certain type of liver disease. The results of a new study next on the Health Watch. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Drinking diet soda and sugary drinks can be just as damaging as heavy drinking. A new unpublished study finds that drinking just 1 can of diet soda a day may boost the risk of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease by 60%. The damage can resemble that of a heavy drinker of alcohol and even lead to liver cancer. In this week's all-new Miami Proud, some students at Dr. Michael M. Krop Senior High School are swapping their phones at lunch for a game of Dominoes. The idea came from their Miami-Dade school's resource officer. His idea to bring students together, and it's catching on in a big way. With 1 set of Dominoes and 1 table, Officer McIntosh Francois started what has now grown into a lunchtime clique open to all. He became a school police officer after the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas tragedy. He wanted to be the first in line for defense of students, but he also wanted to be a catalyst for change.
This has allowed me to connect to students that I would normally or not normally have an opportunity to connect with because they're either standoffish or they have a certain perception about police officers. So this has helped me to bridge the gap between policing and our community.
The club has also led to an increase in peer-to-peer interaction, and the students tell us they couldn't be more into it. The Florida Panthers will be back on the ice tonight for the start of the regular season. But first, it was time to pick up some hardware. Last night, the Panthers held a private ceremony to receive their championship rings. Everyone in the organization, from the players to the staff, got one. The Cats now turn their attention to tonight's season opener against the Chicago Blackhawks. The puck drops at 5 in Sunrise. And that is your CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Naja Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami, and have a great day.